Back in the motherfucking building, baby. Yeah, I'm about to be on some more gaming shit. I know it's been a little bit of a minute. I've been putting out a lot of gameplay, but I haven't really been talking. Baby. Oh my bad. Hold up. I ain't put my headphones in. Oh, you know what? I gotta leave them out. Cause I'm about to put out a lot of gameplay, but I haven't really been talking. Baby. What the fuck? Hold up. Jesus. I had too much shit going on. All right, let me just take this shit off. All right, so yeah, man. Yeah, I've been busy, but I put out a couple of gameplay. Gameplay is mad easy to take put up now with the X because I basically just put everything on my external, rip it, and then just drop it into YouTube. It's mad easy. But anyway, so I want to get onto this whole vscam'ron shit. I'm gonna kind of jump in here real quick. It's not gonna be something long because I do want to get back on here later and talk some more gaming shit, just kind of what's going on in the gaming avenue, especially around Black Friday and all that shit. But before the Black Friday even hit, for a lot of the 90s babies and 80s babies, which includes myself, it was interesting to hear some of these old school rappers come out with some come out and defrost some frostbitten beef. That's like it's like that beef that you got stuck in the back of your freezer, way in the back. Pulled that bitch out. That shit is all got them frostbite all on that shit. But they pulled that shit back out and threw that shit on the grill. It was fun to hear, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's just fun to hear. Like, just cause we ain't got that many rappers that rap anymore. Like the young niggas, they kind of just all adopted this one singular style of like everybody sound the fucking same. Like other than Drake and maybe Kendrick Lamar and Cole, who the fuck else? Nah, I don't really. I mean, the rest of these niggas, I don't really know. I mean, some of them are okay. You know what I mean? But for the most part, there's nobody that really stands out from this young generation because they all sound the same. Travis Scott sounds like Future, and them all sound like freaking the same as what's that guy that does the Panda? Designer, and Designer sounds like whoever the fuck else, like Young Thug, and they all sound the same to me, man. These niggas all sound the same. So it was interesting to get like cats out here really spitting bars, not just rhyming. See, there's a difference between rapping and rhyming. Like anybody can rhyme. Shit is fucking easy, right? Like I lost my mind. I'm running out of time. Like, come on, man. That's not nothing. Like, that's just rhyming and shit. Rapping is like to have layers of your shit. Like you could be taught. Like Jay-Z has layers. Jadakiss, Fabulous. These niggas have layers. A lot of the old school rappers have layers. Kendrick Lamar has layers. J. Cole does a lot of layers. Nas, even Drake, when he wants to, when he's not singing, he has layers. Lil Wayne, layers. You know what I mean? Like these guys got layers. You don't really hear that shit that much no more. Like shit. Like the crazy thing is like back in the day when you just had rowdy rappers, right? Even the rowdy rappers still had bars though. Like some of your most popular rappers nowadays can't even freaking rap. They just rhyme it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's not my generation. Public school system is not the same as it once was. What do you want to do? But let's get into this this vscam'ron shit. So most of y'all know, but for those that don't, vscam'ron came up. Basically, they grew up together. I think they've known each other since they was like 8 or 10, something like that. And they played ball together, blah, blah, blah. right? They were part of a group called Children of the Corn, along with McGruff, Big L. It was Cam and Mace, right? Them 4 dudes. And Mace was the one that got on. Even though Big L was known to be like the best one, like he was the best rapper, but also Big L was in the streets a lot. And then he was really in the streets. Like he was on some Jay-Z shit before Jay-Z, you know what I mean? Like he kind of like, you know, gave Jay-Z a bit of the blueprint because he was trying to do the same shit. Like he was rhyming, he was slinging, and Jay-Z got a little bit of his style. I'll say about 50% of that shit. Probably got 50% from Big L and the other 50% from Jazzo. And yeah, so you know, Mace was in that group, but he was the one that popped that Puff saw, and he was the first one to get put on because Big L, I guess he just wasn't ready to do that shit. He was rapping, but he wasn't ready to, like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can see an opportunity, but that shit don't look, you know. You be like, nah, nigga, I'm making more money out here. Like I don't even want to do that shit. I mean, I'll do it myself, type shit. You know what I mean? But Mace got in a good situation. He jumped on Bad Boy when it was kind of still starting. Big was big, but everybody else was just kind of like, you know, 112 was coming in. They, you know, the Locks came after. Mace was on there. You had Total, like Puffy had like the 90, I'm trying to think, 96, 97. Like every other song on the radio was a Bad Boy song. Remember, he had Faith Evans, Biggie, Total, 112, Carl Thomas, Marion Winans, like, yeah, obviously he had Mace, the Locks, Little Kemp, like, actually, was Little Kemp on Bad Boy Records? I don't remember. I think she was on Hardcore Records. I can't remember. I know Puff did a lot of songs with her, but I can't remember if she was on Bad Boy label. But yeah, through all that, Mace got popping, and basically he did what a lot of motherfuckers do when they get popping. They try to bring up the people underneath them. So he tried to bring up Cam because Cam was his little nigga, right? I mean, granted, Cam's only a year younger than him, if that. But you know what I mean? He tried to bring up Cam, and you know, it seems like their beef stemmed from Mace trying to get money for a video to be in a video called Horse and Carriage that was on Cam's first album, Confessions of Under Fire. I think that was the name of it. And it was like 50 grand that Mace was asking for. Now for those that don't know, you have a budget. You know, basically you get a loan when you have a record deal, right? And with this record deal, you have to buy, you know, pay for your engineers, your, you know, producers, et cetera, et cetera. Anybody who does a feature, you got to pay for that. You know, that's part of your budget, and you cannot keep that money. It doesn't work that way. Like you're owed. It's a loan, so therefore you got to pay that shit back, right? But you also got to sign off on certain things, so they know. So basically, like what they do is they give you a budget. And when they give you this budget, you like, all right, I use this person, that person, this person, that person, this person, right? They sign off on that shit. They give you the money for all that shit. And then the next time you get an album and you got to re-up, they give you a bigger budget based on what you supply. But this is no different. Like the music game ain't no different than a mad other companies. So a lot of companies do this shit. I mean, I'm you know, I had a shorty back in the day that used to be an engineer. And when she used to do her trips, she used to get, you know, stipend for like 25 grand for the year, right? And she had to spend that shit. And if she didn't, you know what I mean? She had to get that shit back. So, you know, the beef was all on that shit. But anyway, man, let's get into this why Mace said what he said. And this is Cam'ron's song "It's Killer" off of his most recent project, The Program. So let's check it out.
You know, I can talk about what I want to talk about. Them statute of limitations is up for them drugs. Far as them murders, I never knew none anyway. I was asleep. Yo, 97, drugs, I moved a big amount. Chick in my crib, my ribs, I'm about to dig it out. The mace call, say, yo, I'm stuck inside some bitch's house. I'm waiting at the door. Could I hurry up and get him out? What's the address? Homie said Kingsbridge. That was great, I had some niggas right on Bainbridge. Yeah, we played, but believe it ain't no game, kid. Hopped off the elevator, aiming at that lane's lid. I ain't give a damn, yeah, Kim, I was gun-ho. Got this nigga home and he passed me $100. Told him straight up, I ain't feeling him at all. Let me curb this nigga before I end up killing him. I would make 80K on a lazy day. Then I watch him play Pop Lottie against Baby May. At this time, I'm moving heroin to Maryland. They both died and this nigga turned reverend. Had the hood hot, FBI agents ran. We need a referee shit, that shit a flagrant foul. Fuck it, kept it moving with my true maneuvers. On the highway, nigga, moving that Uber make your son cry, say hi to the bad guy. Nigga, that's killer. Nigga, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. From your tour day, from your tour day, to your court case, dressed in the no face. Nigga, that's killer. Nigga, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. Yeah, I smoke pounds, you playing, homie, you heard the bluff. All you murder stuff, man, I heard enough. NFL, murder us, you heard of us. This where Herb McGruff used to serve the dust. Task Force, homicide, DT's and other narcs. My jewelry, well, that's frozen like my mother's heart. Bless her heart, Lord. Me, I'm some other sharp. But the way I get money, that's another art. Where should a brother start? How I used to pump in parts, or how I park niggas on the side of the barbershop. Give me some Skittles, beast mode, I'm hard to stop. My life's cement, not wood, so it's hard to knock. Niggas get knocked off, get knocked, the bill paid. From that 212, 212, and with the 12 gauge. God's child, you owe me money, see hell's rage. You got 2 weeks, my 2 weeks is 12 days. Make your son cry, say hi to the bad guy. Nigga, that's killer. Nigga, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. From your tour day, from your tour day, to your court case, dressed in the no face. Nigga, that's killer. Nigga, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer. Fucker, that's killer.
All right, so that's Cam'ron's. It's not really a full diss record. He just dissing Mace on the first part of the song. Now, I thought the song was hot. It's off of his new mixtape programs called It's Killer. Cam's always been a good rapper to me, man. Like, he's never been trash at all. Like, the nigga's hot. You know, Dipset for a good minute in hip hop were like the hottest crew out there, man. Yeah, fucking Jim Jones, Hell Rell, Joel Santana, J.R. Ryder, obviously Killer Cam. I can't remember. Freaky Zeke also did shit. I can't remember if I heard anything from that nigga. And you know what I mean? So these niggas been out there. And they were like the pulse of Harlem. You know what I mean? Mace left. He was the pulse of Harlem when he was hot. But when he decided to walk away, Cam stepped in and became the pulse of Harlem. And Harlem niggas is all about swag. Like, and Cam was swag, like he's super swag. Like that's his whole persona. You know what I mean? So but what was explained as far as Mace was like, you know, he took shit personal as far as what Cam said about him on this particular record about, you know, saying that he would have to kill him or some shit like that. He said he had to off a nigga, right? Now, mind you, Cam been dissing Mace since forever. Like forever he's been dissing Mace. And Mace ain't say shit. So, you know, man, like when I first heard that Mace had a diss record coming back at Cam, I was sitting there like, I don't even know how to even feel about this shit. Number one, I heard Mace's shit. Welcome back. I got it. It's not very good. It's on some. He sounds. It's not good, man. It's like a step above Will Smith. It's not. It's not a very good album. Then he did some G Unit mixtape called 10 years of something. What the fuck was 10 years of drama or some shit like that. It was like, It was like, because when he came from Welcome Back, he was on some church shit, right? He wasn't cursing, none of that shit. Then like 2 years later, or 2 or 3 years later, he pops up with G Unit and then does the G Unit mixtape, and he's like saying that he's Murder Mace. Problem was, nigga didn't sound like Murder Mace. He sounded like that first Mace that came back from Welcome Back, except for he was cursing. That's literally what he sounded like. He sounded like the Welcome Back Mace saying fucks and niggas and shit like that on his record. That's what it sounded like. It didn't sound like Murder Mace. Like, because to me, Murder Mace, after he made Double Up, that motherfucker tapped out. Like, Double Up is actually a really good album, but because he left right before the shit released, nobody fucked with it. I mean, which is understandable because, you know what I mean, everything, hip-hop is a lot about rap. Mainly back then, more so than it is now. So it was like you trying to push a product that you're not even supporting or pushing yourself. Niggas wasn't trying to hear that shit. They just fucking left it dead. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So Cam makes this shit, you know what I mean? And Mace comes back with the Oracle, which is like unexpected. My little bro hit me up with it, and I was just looking at it like, I don't even fucking know. I'm like, I can't even deal with this nigga Mace. He be all over the place. He got a diss record. I'm like, this shit gonna be whack. But he was like, nah, just listen to it. I'm like, all right. And then mind you, I was a Mace fan, man. Like, I still listen to his music from time to time. You know what I mean? Like, his first album was fire, and his second album had some bangers on it, maybe like 3 or 4. Not the same as the first one, obviously, because that shit was like a fucking classic. Not a Nas Jay-Z type classic, but it's still a classic album. I mean, I forget how many times it went platinum, like four times maybe platinum or some shit like that. But yeah, he's been whack for a while, so I was just like, I don't know, man. I just kind of gave up on the premise of even really dealing with the fuck he talking about. But my bro, he told me to listen to it, so I did. And actually, let me jump out of here. And is this it? Yeah, this should be it. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm at 20 years with a bitter bitch in the same drama. Dame told you do this shit and you don't see Dame karma. K9 on your ass, nigga, no distraction. Pussy nigga wearing pink, guess he think he matching. I'ma paint a picture, let the niggas make the caption. Fuck bars, I'ma tell niggas what really happened. You hear this tone, you know the Mac is in my seat. You see exactly what I see, you know my rap is not for free. You send them pussy niggas to the hill to trap me in the beat. You singing, they gon' be no backup bitch with me. I chew that nigga to my teeth first. Don't even hit the weed first. But you used to say I'm blessed and I ain't even sneeze first. My girl that got on, you don't even need no research. Hand filthy, heart guilty nigga like me need church. Tax know you as the nigga that snitched on a rock. DC Crips only know you the nigga they shot. OG niggas don't have no history with you on the block, and everybody seen the footage you got. Ever since 10, you was a thirsty nigga. I ain't gonna talk about the time you fucked your sister. 2002, you lost 50 pounds ulcer in your liver. Now you trying to sell niggas liquor. Nigga, you always play the sucker part. Where was all that Rico shit when you left Jim and Rucker Park? Matter of fact, I'm on a true life chain. But let's get back to that smack and that true life chain. Damn, bro, man, the whole fucking land knows. After that 50 shit, you moved to Orlando. You had the nigga Jim on the radio. Where the cam go? Where the cam go? We all understand though. You're not really built for this shit. You're not ready to kill for this shit. But no regrets. You gotta live for protect and get murder respect. Nigga, are you when you dipped on the set? I'm the fucking cough in the swine flu. You can out rhyme boo. I'm your prime time too. Never picking my mistake, cause that's not what crimes do. Bitches fuck me, but that's what dimes do. Somebody wanna jump in, tell them come share. I'm starting to feel like we don't really compare. I'm the pretty nigga, wrist litty somewhere. Diplomat only meaning you ain't from here. You had a run here, but y'all niggas is done here. All these pretty women and your niggas bringing guns here. Yeah, nigga, you way past the gun line. Every time you talk to me, you sound like one time. I fucked the king of rap, bitch, when I was unsigned. And made that nigga Diddy sign me off for one line. Don't blame me for the past, and I won't blame you for the crash. And my nigga Huddy on a dummy mission and he crashed. Get it, I know you need money, I get it. I know you digital sales, I know about your digits. I know Sony Red didn't want to see your shit distribute. I know it's cricket, so fuck it, use my name so they can click it. I made you, I raised you. Why would I play you when you dealing with this power? Nigga Flex can't save you. Be a foreign, drop the foreign, kick the door in. Ladies treat me like him important. I don't even think of scoring. I just run the floor in. Deep get alley open to me like in Boston. On some Curry shit, y'all just talking. Heard that often, had to rap again. Y'all was going up. Now you can tell Dave East, ASAP Mob, whatever you want. The whole hood know I'm the origin. You rock Joel on some Diddy shit. Then when Jim start balling, you get back on some sissy shit. You even had the nerve to call up Sham and use his basketball skill to steal the name Jelly Fam. Damn, Cam, I thought more of you. But when I think about it, this really all you do. You really not that fly. You really not that guy. You really not that wise. I'm really not surprised. All pride aside, you try to pay Lottie Mom's side with your lies. Now I'm like, fuck it, Drago. If he dies, he dies. Ain't no unity. Ain't no children of the corn. Ain't no you and me. Any nigga ever got diplomat immunity with niggas who rather don't want to snitch on their community. Damn, and that's word to my nigga Big L, to my nigga fucking Trell, to that nigga Bigger Bell, to my nigga Loon, and all my niggas in the cell. Hope you hold your head. I hope y'all niggas doing well. This Mace nigga, I invented the curve. I'm the name on the ribbon on the bird. I'm done rapping with you. You always be my bitch. You got my fucking name tatted on you.
Yeah, so that was Nix's Oracle. That shit was surprising, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was not prepared. I think a lot of people gave Mace a lot of points off of this, not just because it was a good diss track, because I don't know if it was the best one we heard. I'm pretty sure it ain't, but it's probably the best one we really heard in a while, since definitely since Sheether. And Sheether was hard too. But I think it's because nobody expected that shit to come. Like, all right, Sheether, y'all can see that shit coming. Remy Ma been talking about shit like this for a while, and you knew she was gonna come for the bitch with the top spot, which was Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj basically been on top of that mountain for a long time by herself, right? Remy was gone. There was nobody else even remotely close to challenging Nicki. Little Kim was what? Well, I mean, she's old. She ain't really, she ain't really doing. She dealing with other shit. She can't really, worry about rapping, and it is what it is, right? So people weren't really thinking that Mace was going. Number one, people didn't even think like, all right, when Cam, like I said before, Cam always diss Mace, like damn near every album he do, right? So the fact that Mace responded was just like, huh? The fuck? Like, wow. Like, I mean, if he had responded after the first time, you'd have been like, oh, okay. But the fact that he responds now, like damn near 20 years later, just because he, dissed him on some shit that he always be dissing on him, just like, oh, okay. But the shit was fire. I ain't gonna lie. The shit was fire. His flow was tight. His bars was nasty. And he was speaking some real shit. Now, was it all true? Who knows? I mean, the shit we do know is about the Rucker Park shit and the True Life shit. Like that shit, yeah, everybody know who followed, situation with Cam going, the ulcers and I mean, the only thing we don't really know is about the whole sister shit. We don't know if he talking about. I mean, obviously, we don't most people know that Cam don't have no like full sister. But if he got a half sister because his daddy was fucking around, who knows? You know, Mace might know. I don't know. You know, it's possible. Who knows? Or maybe he's just talking about like, you know, somebody that they was close to that they always said that they was their sister, and then fuck, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that shit was hard, man. That shit was hard. And even at the end when he was talking about you got my name tatted on you, the whole Harlem World, like his Cam has Harlem World tatted on his arm, and Mace is Harlem World. That's, you know, I mean, that's the name of his first fucking album. But anyway, actually, the name of it. That was the name of his album, and then he did actual Harlem World album with Loon. My son in that shit. I think my son, Blinky Blank, his sister, Baby Stace. I forget who else was in the fucking Harlem World. But yeah, man, like I said, that shit was hard. But then the thing was, I was gonna put a video out kind of talking about this shit earlier, but I didn't hear what Cam'ron said because I knew he was gonna have to come up with a response. So for me to really be like Mace won or lost or whatever the fuck, you got to hear what Cam'ron's response is, right? I think that's the only fair thing. You don't like if somebody gets snuffed, you don't just be sitting there like, oh, well, you punched them before you even get a chance to come back and get the motherfucker. You don't just be like, oh, well, you lost, nigga. Like, nah, you gotta give him a chance to respond. So this is Cam's response. It's dinner time.
Downsizing takes the pressure right off.
Nervous?
Little. Especially money pressure. We live like kings.
You just need to undergo the irreversible procedure.
I need somebody to talk to me tonight. You remember how well you used to sing it? Yes, sir.
Heat makers, crank.
I can't sing that song. Young man looked at him and said, why you can't sing it? You know what he told him? Since you saw me last, something happened to me.
Time to get the facts across. Oh, somebody best pass the all. I'm all for the jokes, for the luck, get you killed, but I only go for the throat. I'm a chimney, I want to smoke. You done opened up a door. I'm ready for war. I ain't got a sister, only sister I fucked was yours. I know the bars off the program touch you. How you mad at me though? You let Mr. Voice touch you. Do what you must do. Me, I'm getting my just due. But who you talking tough to? Blinky just snuffed you. I fucked you. We seen it no binoculars. Passed you the 50. He was fake popular. Then he took it back like a fly bitch that was popular. You're 42 still saying, ain't no stop. You know my deals. Like a movie and flashy kicks. How you talking deals? Your last deal was 96. Your flight booking. Talking about a crooked. Man, I don't steal if I take something that took it. That's the nation of fabrication. We're winning. See all these people you're spinning. I'll take it to the beginning. But Corey Ray jabbed you. Baby me yapped you. I over here slapped you. You still getting that too. That's what I asked you. Murder was the verdict. You said,
not too, Kim. I feel like I deserved it.
what kind of shit is that? Nigga, you quit. My crib in Orlando. I had that for years. The program gave you the bid. Know exactly what this is. I got homes for you high. I hustle where you live. From my building, nigga. Who you getting wavy off? Daisy baby going off that water, not AVR. Listen in the sugar jack. Look, he gon' play you wrong. Mellow took the limelight. Be built to this baby mom. And let the church talk. Hallelujah, man. No, it ain't a game. I still roll with the stainless. Man, you know my slogan, nigga. I make it famous. My brain song, well, leave me brainless. So where you wanna be that nigga?
So you want to show me when you was there, and I came over there and used the bathroom and still don't want to say? Ask you what the fuck is going on, man.
From remember when you just strapped, you said it was the devil's work. Look at this nigga, y'all. See how the devil work? Rolls on your ass, though. I told him all the parties. Why you talking Harlem? You from Jacksonville, Florida. I used to give you all my clothes. Don't forget you was bummy. I fed you when you was hungry. Crash test, dummy. What the shit he said next? I swear it ain't funny. Said kid, I'm a deacon. Them deacons be getting money. That's blasphemous. Word to Jesus and Lazarus. You got a bad karma, stay away. He has it. Collection plates, money in his pocket. He a klepto. And again, $1, you a sucker creflo. 2 albums, 20 years. Come on, this is that, bro. Only time they mention this nigga with his retro. Money going, jewelry fake. You could hear an echo. I'm what you could have been. You was too petro. And I took your bros. They all know you fraud. And the only show you got the lady is Soul Awards. You might be nominated. I'm your little mama favorite. Any hood I go to, I'm accommodated. What you mean I'm selling liquor now? You were just sir. Forgot 10 years ago I cashed out on scissor. Oh boy, alone, I was giving niggas that with sir. I ain't even spend a killer season money, man, you hit dirt. No, it ain't making my stuff on with the stainless. And you know my story, I'll make you famous. I'll leave my brain so I'll leave you brainless. So please wanna be that nigga.
Niggas mad for that name too. Last thing I heard was hands and feet. It wasn't me. But you know what they can't find you? Who they going to next?
Now, I like the song. I like it. Like just as a straight up song, I think that Dinner Time is a good fucking record. His flow was hot. Like, the shit ain't bad at all. Like, the only problem is, one, Mace went first. His shit was straight to the point, right? He had mad bars. You know, like this, you're not gonna really need to listen to it maybe more than once or twice to really kind of catch everything. But that Mace shit, man, he left a lot of fucking, you know, layers to that shit. Like I said, man, like you gotta listen to that. You be like, oh, you gotta call it a lot of double meanings in there, man. That shit has a lot of ambiguity in that shit, man. So you gotta kind of listen to it a couple of times, man. And the shit that he was saying, a lot of it, we knew about, but nobody really spoke about. Not like that. I mean, Jay spoke about it a little bit with the whole Jim Jones talking about he'd be like, Brooklyn niggas will run you out the park and shit. But like, not to the level that Mace is coming, because you know that nigga know that nigga, man. And that shit is crazy, yo. But I mean, Cam was funny. I ain't gonna lie, like the shit was funny. Like, you know, the shit he was saying was funny, but the other problem was with Cam shit is a lot of shit he already said, because he's been saying this shit so long. It's almost like, God damn it. Because he's been saying this shit so long and dissing Mace so many times, it's like that shit kind of fall on deaf ears, because you say it all the time, like, bro, we already heard that shit. You know what I mean? Like, we heard that shit. Like, what else? And he didn't really bring up nothing new. You know what I mean? And I think just because Mace was such an easy target, and the fact that he hit Cam with some, because it, like, this is the thing to me. If Mace just came out and said the same shit, right, that he said, but his bars wasn't tight and he wasn't really fucking hitting with the punchlines, that shit would have kind of fell on deaf ears. Motherfuckers would have been like, yeah, he could have said the shit about the sister, and people might have been like, oh, that's fucked up. But other than that, a lot of that shit would have fell on deaf ears. It was the fact that that motherfucker came out swinging hard and his shit was knocking. Like, it was hitting on all cylinders. And not to say that Cam shit wasn't, because Cam was doing Cam, but to beat Mace, you had to do better than what you normally do. You feel me? You know, like Mace don't really be sounding like that except for on certain songs, like coming out on some hard shit. Because it's only about like I'm trying to think on between Double Up and freaking Harlem World, he ain't had that many songs that he was just straight murdering the track on, you know, like on some like I'm getting at a nigga type shit. Like, hold up. Let me see. I'll go to my fucking. Let me go to my Harlem World. I only can play snippet of these shit. So the fucking diss tracks, they don't be hitting you up on YouTube for that shit. But these those actual album shits, nah, you can't be doing that shit. They will hit your monetization shit. So I don't even fuck with it. All right, what is Harlem World shit? Nigga, go back. Yeah, give me that. Where's that shit? Nah. Will they die for you? Nah. Which one is that? Oh, the Playaway. The Playaway was my shit, yo. That's what I'm saying. Like, this nigga Mace had a fire ass first album. Like, I just
unexpected. The unexpected. You know what I'm saying? Some real, something you can feel.
That's right.
Straight from the Swamp House.
I gotta play something else. Hold on. This is the shit he was hard on, right?
Harlem on the vibes, and you don't want a problem with this guys. That's right. M-A$E. And if you ever out trying to find me, I think I should warn you. Yo, you the type of cat in the building holding the cracks. Playing some of the niggas on the corner holding the gas. Niggas come through and nigga kill, never go back. You the nigga never did, but sing the Lord was mine. Once I lose, I get low. Put a fool in the yoke, two to a soak. Taking jewels in his coat. More than likely, nigga talking shit, be behind the cars weaving. It's no breathing. Ain't nobody in it leaving. You kill my man, I kill your bitch, and we even.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, he got some shit in here, man. Like, cats be acting like Mace was just trash the whole time. Like, nah, bro, you wildin'. Wait, hold up. God damn it. Oh, bitch. Give me the whole album. What the fuck, yo? Where's my shit? All right, here we go. Is this it? No. Make me cry. Yeah, no. Damn, I think that's it, yeah.
Hey, yo, dogs, for real? I'm your man, but you got the chicks. You know somebody call me a cutty? No, you know somebody call me a line? Where's that, man? Yo, G, hardest nigga from all out you wanna meet. Hash in the dash with heat under the seat. Chase cake 52 stay straight, but still ain't none sound. Platinum linked up with money like green trucks. Strancing, never buy reefer. Billy 5-seater, it's all for real. First rapper to close down the mall with a mill. Up. Fuck the district, I live in Jacob. Hit a nigga bitch, nigga kiss and made up. See me without pup, try to get your weight up. Ain't nothing between now and die believer. Run and catch bullets like a wide receiver. When the war's on, put your gloves and your claws on.
Yeah, that was my set. That was one of my sets. He also had on, this is the Double Up album I'm playing right now. Get It. Get It was actually alright too. What was that fucking? Is this it? From Scratch. Yes, From Scratch was hot. This is kind of what he told you what he was going to do before he did it.
Yo, just think, if you could rewind time and start your life all over again, what would you give and what would you keep? You heard, yo, what would you keep?
If I could go back, I wouldn't so hard.
Whoever thought it'd be a problem coming through hard my ice. If I could do it, man, raise hot, but you can't cry now. Flip, we all what would you leave? Right where it's at and double up. You can start your life from scratch, bad boy. Yo, I really don't know what's going on. Changing the way that you live your day. What you don't know what's going on. Yo, cause having cast the flip, we always cool and even love a lot. Wish I wore 3 rubbers, get the first rubber pop, but you can't cry now. Milk already spilled. I had 11 friends and 10 already. What?
fought, but that ain't the way he built. And for all the nights and all the fights that I have for all this money over all again, I do it all for Christ. Whoever thought the limelight, other superstardom, whoever thought it'd be a problem coming through Harlem, can't even chill, cat on me on my own, mister, and on my own, mister. Mama did what she could, but now I'm grown, mister. Though she told me once, when could they veterans ain't about age, I just say man with the most cheddar win height.
Yeah, y'all gotta go check that shit out on your own. Obviously, I can't play it all the way through. I gotta do snippets. But and nigga Mace has some fire back in the day. Like I'm telling you, his first 2 tracks was fire. DMV. Yeah, man. Hey, Mace has some shit, man. But yeah, I would. It's interesting. Like this is my. I got a couple of thoughts on this. One, I think Mace, he did well on shit. I don't know what my whole thing is. I don't know where they plan to go. I don't think this really hurts Cam, to be honest. I mean, me personally, it doesn't. Because Mace has always been a better rapper than Cam overall. Cam has just had the better career because he's actually. I mean, shit. You keep doing something for a long enough time, you'll be good at it. Like to me, Cam's career kind of mimics what Lil Wayne was, except for obviously Lil Wayne his career was more popping than Cam. Like to me, Lil Wayne came out the gate, right? He was 16, you know. I think he did like the last 15 seconds of backing on up or whatever the fuck that Juvenile song was. Girl, you look good. You gotta back that thing up. You know what I mean? Like he did the drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. You know what I mean? Like Lil Wayne came out, and to me, he was okay for his first few albums. I mean, I know people from New Orleans is gonna be like, nah, the nigga was fire and blah 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 blah. To me, he was okay. I didn't really fuck with that nigga until like his, I think it was 3rd or 4th album. It wasn't the one with Millie on it. It was the one right before that. I forget the name of that shit. But the one where he had a lot of them Dipset niggas in it. That's the one that I was like, oh, okay. This nigga Wayne is getting better. You know what I mean? Like, because to me, that's what rappers got to do. You got to evolve. You know, right now he's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, I think he's doing too much drugs. Like, he needs to get his shit back. But for a minute, man, for a good minute, Wayne was hot as fire, man. Everything he put on the track was heat. And for a while, Cam was the same way. Everything. Maybe because he was independent, Cam just never got the buzz. Like his Rockefeller albums was okay. But again, he really didn't get popping until almost like that shit with Rockefeller was kind of falling apart. That's when the shit really got hot. But to me, man, this is what I feel, yo. You know, I just want good music, man. So if they both make good music, cool. If Mace go back to not doing music, well, I mean not doing music, but doing music I care about, because the shit he's been putting out recently is just like whatever. I mean, like I'd rather it be on some Murder Mace shit, but if it's not, then fuck it, whatever, man. But anyway, man, the fucking diss tracks in themselves, obviously, you know, even though Cam did too, I give it to Mace. But we'll see. We'll see in the future. But I feel that a lot of people that don't like don't like, well, all right, let me put it this way. You got people that don't want to fucking pay attention to it at all. You know, that's fair enough. They feel like, these niggas is old. Why the fuck I'm gonna listen to old nigga rap shit? I guess if you feel that way, but at the same time, it's just like, who the fuck is you trying to listen to battle about whatever? Because, like, think about it. Ain't nobody really worth listening to. Like, the last dudes that was, I mean, I can remember that was battling was Meek versus Drake. And Drake's shit wasn't even hot like that. It was just that Meek was so subpar with his fucking response. Like subpar, like that shit was so impotent. It was just terrible. Like, I know some people trying to clown Cam saying that he lost to Mace, but like his shit was way fire than way more fire than fucking than Meek shit. Come on, man. He just lost to a dude that rap better than him. He didn't lose because he was whack. Like that Meek shit was whack. Like let's keep it 100. That shit he did against Drake, that shit was whack. Number one, he took hella long to put it out, and it was whack. That shit twice as bad as fucking Cam shit. Because at least Cam put it out in a timely fashion, and it was still fire. It just wasn't as hot as what Mace put out. You know what I mean? That's the only difference. You know, but I mean, it is what it is. But like, yeah, I still think Cam shit was hot though. But man, I'm just hoping we get better music, man. Hopefully this shit, if anything, this is the minimum. I hope it inspires a lot of these young rappers to actually fucking get they craft up, man. Stop all this mumble shit. You know what I mean? Like obviously mumble rappers are gonna be mumble rappers, but like I just hope for the new crop of cats coming up, it just encourages cats to be more lyrical and actually have more substance to what they're talking about. You know, because man, this shit that mumble shit is getting old quick, man. This shit is boring. Like that's some shit you could dance to in the club, fine, but I can't listen to that shit on the radio. Shit is whack. I don't understand none of that shit. I don't know what the fuck niggas talking about. They slur all their words. I don't know. It's like, yo, you might as well just come out and make an album, but like, son of money, yeah. Money, none of money, son of money, yeah, money, none of money, yeah. Like, what the fuck, nigga? What are you saying, yo? Like, you want me to buy that shit? You just mumbling. What the fuck? But it is what it is, man. New generation. Anyway, this is your boy Live Wire, man. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to eat some shit, and then I'm gonna get back on, put up some gameplay. Then I'm gonna jump on here maybe a little bit later, and talk to the people about some gaming shit, which is my real shit anyway. But I'm gonna be. Look, I ain't put my headphones. Shit. But I'm gonna be out of this bitch. All right, y'all. Peace.